Yo, JD here, Turolimus, and as you can see, we've got the DD1, the direct drive Fanatec wheelbase with the Club Sport V2 wheel. And first of all, I have to say thank you so much for Fanatec for sending this out to me. This is a privilege to have, and I know not many people have this, especially on the console. I don't think anyone else I know really does actually have this already. And the first thing is that the design is absolutely stunning. It looks incredible. The amount of buttons you have here, which I'll be doing a full review on, of all the settings, everything, all the tweaks, everything on this. I'll be doing that probably in the next week or 2 weeks or so. But today, really, we'll just go do a raw video because I haven't done a proper Grand Prix mode. I did a session before this, so just to get used to ERS and stuff like that with the toggles. But this one here, it just gives you just a raw insight of how the wheel feels compared to my old Thrustmaster, which I do still have right now. But I'm just going to just describe the feeling of it, of the different sensation and what sets apart the reason why this perhaps costs as much as it does, and basically just give you just a raw, reaction, the initial reaction of it itself. So we're going to go online here and we're going to load in a setup. And I think pole in AOR was like a 36.7, I'm going to say, around here. So we didn't even do a proper lap before. I think I actually crashed in my last session, or I don't know. But I haven't really done this track too much before, only on last game. I don't think I'm even going to get a chance to do it in this game. But we just had Baku in esports, so I just thought, why not just do this? And this is just your opportunity to ask me anything that you want to be featured in the review video for this, any comparisons you want me to do. Just put your suggestion down below and I will 100% take it into consideration. But first thing I will show you is my force feedback settings, and there's a lot of other settings that I've changed on the actual wheel itself, which, as I said, I'll be doing the review video when I actually come around to actually doing it. We're going to go into calibration. The only thing I changed here is just the brake in dead zone. I'm using the softest springs on this load cell brake, which has taken a little bit of time to get used to. This is really only my second day of actually using this wheel. I had a league race around Bahrain. If you probably watched my last stream, really struggled with that. It was a pretty traumatic experience. Of that video will be coming out pretty shortly. If not, it might already be out. But did not have the right settings and only had about half an hour to pretty much set up the wheel and jump on and learn Bahrain as well in the meantime, which is not a good combination for me. So yeah, it was a night and day difference between the Thrustmaster, whereas that force feedback is, I always get constant feedback throughout the corner, but this one here, I feel you need to have a really strong force feedback to actually feel the grip of the car. And I think once I'm going to get used to it, which is not going to happen overnight, I think it's going to take a good week, 2 weeks, maybe even more than that. I probably will have to change more settings on the wheel to get a little bit to my liking. I think it could definitely make a big difference in how I drive. And these are the settings here: 120 force feedback, which you probably think is absolutely insane, but as I said, there's some settings. There's a screen here and there's a screen here as well where you can change the force feedback, which I think I've got about 75, 80 on the wheel itself. With vibrations, there's so many other settings you can actually do, and that really takes care of the on-track effect. So I like to have a wheel similar to the Thrustmaster where it's not rumbling around on the straight all the time like this, like you'd see in F2. If you watch F2, it's always like doing this. I like it to be very smooth on the straight, and then once I'm turning, then to get some feedback, me having to fight for, with the wheel through the corner. And trust me, with this wheel, I'm really having to really put a lot of effort into this, and wheel damping on 10 just to feel a little bit more forces. I like to feel a bit of weight, but this is certainly heavier than a Thrustmaster, and on 360 rotation, which is why I always drive on. And I know a lot of people use something different, but that's what I use here. But the number one thing I feel with this wheel straight away is just catching oversteer. The wheel, how I've got it, it always wants to go back to the middle. all the time, so through the corner it always wants to go back to the middle, so it just makes it a lot easier, I think, to catch that oversteer, which that's what you want. You want that feeling of actually doing it. And the brakes itself, I'm not gonna lie, when I first got this wheel, not just the brakes, when I first got this wheel, it was a bit daunting of how different it was, and it still is really. I know it's gonna take me some time. I just couldn't get used to it at all, but after a few hours now, it's flying decent. You can see how much feedback we have once you hit a curve there. That is just, insane. But it's just the detail. It's just the detail for all the vibrations, just all the things. And, this game doesn't even have the best view at possible. I think we should be trying this on other games like iRacing or R-Factor and stuff as well. But I said the pole lap was 36, high 36. My second day with this wheel, pretty much third hour of this. Let's see what we can do. Perfect. I'm just using the toggles, change the ERS, and there's no shortcuts or anything at the moment. And we got damage, really. This is kind of a similar feel that I had to the esports drivers wheels, where they really have this kind of feedback, so learning something or two from them. And
fantastic, that was the fastest lap.
We lost a bit our win there. So we're going to do some other runs, see how fast we can do. As I said, it's going to be a grind of this. Obviously frustratingly feel I could probably go back to my other wheel and do a good time instantly, but I can't expect to nail it within a day or so. But again, ask me anything you want about this wheel and I'll either feature it in the review video or I'll just answer it in the comments of that video, on the commentary of that video, or maybe even just in the comment section of this video itself. But yeah, driving a direct drive wheel on a game or on a console is just, I think many people saw that coming. It shows you I haven't even got a button to look behind yet, so yeah, shows how many more settings I'm going to have to actually change. No, that's not to neither. This one actually hurts my arms, how much force I'm having to put in here. And on the brakes. And it's still, you having a laugh. Hasn't changed my wing. GG, good game.
got pole.
With qualifying finished, it's time to remind ourselves of our top three: Hamilton, Vettel and Valtteri Bottas. With qualifying wrapped up, we now have our grid lineup for the big...
Catch your breath and you sleep now.